Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to 2006. I'm gonna disable the preview on this so I don't look over here the entire time, and I actually look at the camera for once. We're joined
Nice.
by Puddy.
Hello, I'm Puddy. I'm excited for this show. We're here in the Air Canada Centre. We've got a blockbuster main event for you.
I just realized if I disable the preview, I can't tell if my camera goes on the fritz like it did last time. So I,
Oof.
I guess I'll just keep it on, and I will be mindful. We've made it to Unforgiven 2006. You've made it to Unforgiven 2006. Maybe you didn't know that's where you were going, but
Sometimes life throws you a
here now.
winding corridor of uncertainty, and it leads to Unforgiven 2006.
Yeah, sometimes you just wake up and it's Unforgiven 2006 all over
For,
again.
for anybody who clicked on this video expecting it to be real wrestling, this is a booking simulator.
Oh, I love the fact that you get people like that. Oh, it's my favorite part. People are like, "Oh shit, it's the full show. It's done in like 40 minutes somehow." Um, but yeah, the wrestling.
So we've had last time you saw us was at SummerSlam. It's been about 4 weeks, I think, since then. Obviously, we'll go through all the matches as and when they become relevant. But is there anything we want to tell the people about the general show since they last saw us? I don't actually think so.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
sure
I'm
there
like,
have been
I
any.
don't think so.
This is one of the. This is a branded pay per view, right? So if a storyline happened, it's probably made it onto the show.
Yeah, and we can run down that stuff as it gets here. Um,
Cool.
we're in the Air Canada Centre, Toronto, Canada, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Um, let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, before I forget, because I always forget, uh, thank you to all of our excellent patrons over on Patreon, in particular, Fast Life One Hand. Appreciate you. And yeah, if you want to support us, the link is in the description. No pressure to, but the support's been fantastic over the last couple of months and basically since we've been doing it. So I just thank you to everybody who's been supporting us.
Chill goes down your spine. Something is wrong. Your dog has gone missing. It's pouring rain outside. There's lightning and thunder, but it's a beautifully sunny day out and there is no rain. I lied earlier because it's Vince McMahon and he's there on your screen. We get our Unforgiven intro package. We'll get to all this stuff here as we get to it. And finally, we can welcome you to Unforgiven 2006. On commentary, we've got Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, and Joey Styles and Taz are going to do a little bit of commentary for us tonight. So, that's different.
It's exciting. Should we talk about why they're going to be doing? I mean, Taz as far as we were aware, was on SmackDown.
Yeah, Taz has officially jumped ship. He had disappeared from SmackDown a little while ago, being replaced by William Regal over there on commentary. And he just showed up on Raw pretty much. Like he was missing for a couple of weeks, showed up on Raw. He's friendly with Paul Heyman and his association of hardcore individuals. Yeah.
So he's here. There's been a trade. We don't know the full details of it, but what we do know is that Kane is now a SmackDown superstar.
Yeah. Yeah, Kane's going over to SmackDown.
Our first matchup is Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho. How has this come about?
So after SummerSlam, right? Chris Jericho hosted the highlight reel, and his special guest was Randy Orton, was it not? Because he wanted to talk to him about beating Hulk Hogan.
Beating Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Edge came out and bemoaned that he should be the first guest on this new episode of the highlight reel because he had just won the WWE Championship, beating Rob Van Dam at Survivor Series. Wow, SummerSlam. And Orton agreed with Edge, which was kind of funny. And attacked.
Orton didn't do a lot of talking, which kind of pissed Jericho off.
Yeah. It got heated to the point to where Orton.
I mean, actually, Orton hasn't said a word since he returned. I don't think.
That's true. I actually don't think he has said anything either. Yeah. What do you know?
Maybe he wasn't the best guest to book.
Yeah.
For the highlight.
Yeah. failed research there on Chris Jericho's part.
You think Chris Jericho does his own research? An intern is getting fired. That's for sure.
So yeah, from there we made a match. Like these two want to beat each other, I guess, right? Like I don't think.
I mean, pretty. I think Jericho. I think part of the crux of this feud has been that Jericho is kind of afraid of Randy, and that kind of led to a circumstance where it was hard for him to turn this match down. Randy Orton is a force of nature right now, but let's not underestimate Chris Jericho, former undisputed champion, one of the most successful cruiserweight champions of the last couple of years. Let's see what he can do.
Nice, guys. Yeah, it's Orton who's going to come up with the win. Hit Jericho with an RKO. You got anything else to say about this?
Not really. I think, it's going to be one of those matches where maybe we start playing into that story that Jericho's afraid of Orton, backing off, going out of the ring, trying to catch him, and maybe the first part of this match is based around an opportunity that Jericho gets from that outside of the ring. Maybe Orton hits his knee on a steel steps or his shoulder on the ring post, and Jericho just tries to work it over, mixes in a little bit of that high-flying offense, a few periods of high-octane action. Eventually, Orton's going to hit that RKO, and just like everybody else, whether you're Hulk Hogan or Chris Jericho, that's going to put you down.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Orton does a spot where he could like fake an RKO, like he could. Jericho maybe crawls away, he slips out of the ring.
Yeah. I also think, now that I think about it, that probably the RKO finish is off some sort of spot rather than just straight out of nowhere.
Yeah. We want to do the Lion Fall?
That could be cool.
Hell yeah. Afterwards, Randy Orton doesn't appear to be done. He's stalking Chris Jericho, and he's about to.
Jericho's like, "What do you want, Matt? What do you want? I'm sorry."
Fucking God, please. Yeah. Until somebody swoops in to save the day. It's Orlando Jordan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Iron Fist. What was that tournament he won?
Yeah, the champion of the Iron Fist. I don't remember necessarily. Or no, the Solid Steel Fist. That was it. He was the champion of the Solid Steel Fist.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And he comes out and he's gonna run Randy Orton out of the ring basically.
Whew. Randy can't be happy about that. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and the most interesting thing I think about this is that Chris Jericho and Orlando Jordan aren't really affiliated at all.
If anything, I mean, I can't remember a time where this has happened, but if they have interacted, I imagine it would have been negatively.
Yeah, I would agree. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe we will find out more on Raw.
Twitch.tv/MansWithError.
Very good. We have the Women's Championship. All right, let's talk about the women's division for a minute. So
the two women's matches tonight.
Trish Stratus knew that this was going to be a big night for her. It's in Toronto, and Trish Stratus has started to think lately that maybe she is on the last leg, if you would, of her career. Starting to think about the R word. So with that in mind, she knew that she had to make Unforgiven something special. And I don't think the women's title was necessarily in the cards for her.
No.
So she went out of her way to schedule a match between her and her arch rival, Nat Hart.
Yep.
This match is not going to take place tonight.
No.
Because it has been altered. We're now going to see a tag team contest where Nat Hart and Trish Stratus will team together against Mickie James and Victoria. Now, Mickie James and Victoria have kind of formed together just in the last week or two as this force to kind of just take Trish Stratus out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's.
I think with entities that erratic, you can't call it an alliance, but perhaps a pact.
That's fair. But more or less, Trish Stratus' dominance, they feel, has negatively affected their careers. And so if they can remove her from the picture, maybe speed up that impending, I won't say the word again, that impending decision, if you will, that career-changing decision. Maybe they could reap the fruits of that a little bit. So that will happen later. But meanwhile, having heard that Nat Hart was now being described as Trish Stratus's greatest rival, that lit the fire in Lita again. She was interested the first time to pursue the women's championship, and that's what went down here tonight. Tori Wilson is going to hit a fast roll up. Yeah. Man, a lot of yeah and a lot of shrugging going on today.
All right, yeah. This is two high level athletes in the women's division. Lita, of course, we all know about. Kind of a not necessarily a hyper modern cruiserweight by any means, but is able to fly with the best of them of her era, of her status. And Tori Wilson, I think we've done a lot of talking about lately, and needs no introduction.
Yeah. But Tori will retain. She scuttles away with her women's championship defense number 1.
What does this mean for Lita, who this was her opportunity to show Trish that she was the greatest rival, and she's come up short?
Yeah. Backstage, there is a bar.
In a bar, yeah.
Backstage, in a bar.
Okay.
The bar, baby, is called the Backstage.
That's cool. I like that.
There's a tag team drinking contest unfolding as Roy Walker and JTG of both Crime Time and Roy Walker and Trevor Murdoch, respectively, they're engaging in a drinking contest. Meanwhile, Chad Gaspard and Trevor Murdoch beat up a local Canadian.
And you ran into him
because Puddy insisted on it.
Well, you got the image. Tucker undersold it. He's walking. They get up. They're angered that they've just lost a round, and they bump into him. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, eh?" And then they beat the shit out of him.
Tremendous.
Thank you.
It's the cage match, Puddy.
Steel cage.
It's a rematch. I don't think we need to run it down too much. Hasn't evolved that much aside from Armando Estrada has rejoined Umaga's side. There was a period there that he was away due to some injuries from Mark Henry, right?
Yes.
But he's back now, and Umaga would appear to have regained the focus that we had initially seen from him. But it doesn't help him tonight. He loses.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Henry, I think since he's been on Raw, we've seen a side of him that we're not used to seeing this year, where he's been he's been sort of rattled. Umaga is this bulldozer, force of nature, young, hungry, aggressive. And he took Mark Henry by surprise at SummerSlam and really destroyed him in a way that Mark Henry's probably never been destroyed before. And even before then, you had this glint in Mark Henry's eye. Like he wasn't quite up to the task of Umaga. And this last month, sort of through people realizing that, he has rejected that narrative. Daivari, I think it was, or maybe one of the interviewers had said that he's good, he's fine. And Mark Henry got annoyed that yeah, of course I'm fine. I know that. I beat people up. That's what I do. And that's what he did tonight. He came in there with the same kind of aggression and the same instinct that put The Undertaker on the shelf earlier this year, that has made him so dangerous. And Umaga probably did look even better than he did at SummerSlam, more focused, more refined. But Mark Henry is the world's strongest man.
Yeah, they're 1-1 now, correct?
Correct. Which, if I know anything about these two guys, means we're due for a third.
See you eventually. Afterwards, Umaga has lost, but nonetheless, Armando Estrada is still there with him. He wipes him up a little bit, but Umaga doesn't look Umaga doesn't look as composed, I guess, as we're used to seeing him be after matches.
Well, in fact, to some degree, it's the opposite, right? You know, these past couple of months, we've seen him go on rampages after the matches. He's still composed. He's going through his cleaning ritual. He's getting all the blood off of him. He's putting on a nice shirt. But there's an anger on his face. He doesn't look happy.
Backstage, Edge is getting ready for his WWE Championship defense. It's TLC tonight. Edge, John Cena. It's the big match of the fall. You gotta see it. You gotta be there. Even though, you know, we're already in the middle of the show, so if you're not there, you just probably are.
You missed it.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Lita comes up to Edge, and she says, you know, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do, man. Like, I gotta find another way to get back. I gotta get another shot, right? I gotta find another way to get another shot. And Edge just looks over at Lita, and he's like, "What are you talking about? What, I'm hi, like I am the WWE champion. I have the ladder thing tonight. Yeah, I listen. I have no clue what the hell you're doing or talking about. Just I gotta get this done. Okay, I gotta get this done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. RVD and Rene has been a long going thing, I think, right? You would have gotten a little bit of a taste of it at SummerSlam. But it really blew up when, in RVD's mind, right, Rene stabbed him in the back. He betrayed him. It was in that was it a lumberjack match, if I'm not wrong? A no ropes match, actually, right?
Yeah.
With Rene at ringside. And I don't necessarily know what motivated Rene Dupree to act the way he did, but it is believed that in disgust for what he was seeing, the pure abomination that was being called professional wrestling that was occurring in front of him, just sent him over
the shenanigans, you may say.
It sent him over the edge. And yeah, he ended up costing Rob Van Dam the WWE title?
Yeah, it was a rematch against Edge.
Yeah, it was. And so Rob Van Dam was pretty upset.
Understandably.
And that's led to this match here tonight. Paul Heyman isn't really on the best of terms with Rene anymore. I think we knew that around SummerSlam, but it is definitely confirmed by now that those two aren't necessarily seeing eye to eye at all. And now with the complete dissolution, I guess, of the bridge between Rob Van Dam and Rene Dupree, with that whole thing just completely falling apart. I don't know, Paul Heyman's little empire he started building up here looks to be kind of getting out of his control.
I think there was a nice moment in the build up to this one where RVD had come out and demanded that Rene fight him. And then Rene, who had pretty little to say for himself up until that point, he'd explained himself to the fans but not apologized to anybody else, came out and said, that's all I've ever wanted. And that's what he got tonight. And we can see from the result that, well, maybe that's why.
Yeah, Rene Dupree gets it done. He makes Rob Van Dam tap out even in that Loire Valley clutch. It's another big win for Rene Sebastian Dupree.
There's one thing, Tucker, I'm a little confused.
Oh man.
Now, Rob Van Dam, he's a babyface, right?
Yep.
Paul Heyman is a heel.
Yeah, I would describe him as such, yes.
Well, you can see my confusion.
No.
Okay. Well, what are you gonna do?
After the match, having just tapped out, Rob Van Dam gets back up to his feet and approaches Rene Dupree's corner. And initially a little apprehensive as anybody would be, Rob Van Dam extends his hand. And Rene Sebastian Dupree takes it. Cue the shot of Paul Heyman mouth agape. He's like, what the fuck is going on? This has gotten so deep, I don't even know what's happening anymore. Basically, is what Paul Heyman says.
Yeah, but it seems like looking at both these guys that perhaps wrestling has sorted out their differences.
As it should be.
Yeah, they are both men of honor. Wait, no, maybe I shouldn't use that word.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we wanted.
No.
We've got
tag team championships on the line.
The tag team championships. You saw Eminem beat DMLS at SummerSlam for the tag team titles, and now here's their rematch. DMLS had to earn this opportunity because they had gotten some rapid fire rematches back when Big Show and Kane were absolutely running the division. So now that it's opened up a little bit more, DMLS did indeed earn their World Tag Team Championship rematch, and it won't do them any good. They still lose. In fact, it's Charlie Haas who loses.
Yep.
I think a lot of people lately have been looking at Dean Malenko as a bit of a weak link. I don't like that type of talk because he's older. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. He's slowing down a little bit, but there's definitely people who are seeing the differences in Charlie's latest performances and Dean's, and making some decisions. However, that all goes to shit sometimes. You just get hit with the Moonlight Drive, and your night's done. Eminem retained.
Cool. Dean abandoning Charlie.
Yeah. Well, we should... Yeah. I don't know how I forgot about that, but I did. I managed to. I'm quite good at that lately. So yeah, Dean Malenko is just going to drop off the apron at some point.
I think throughout this match, it's not too long.
No,
we're gonna make sure that the cameramen are shooting Dean as much as we can, without interrupting the flow, and we can just see like Dean's like, oh no, this is happening again. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because they lost before. He's kind of like, yeah, okay, no, we're done. And so yeah, Dean just leaves. And Charlie has to try to pick up the pieces, but he obviously can't.
And the problem is, it all comes down to the fact that Dean and Charlie have just never been on the same page. They just don't have the chemistry that DM and ML and LS had, or Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. These guys are seasoned tag team wrestlers.
Yeah.
But they've just never clicked.
Oh, okay. What do we have up next? It's Edge. Hold the phone for half a second, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. While Tucker is preparing, I'll just quickly go over the feud. So John Cena has been on a bit of a roll lately. He beat Mick Foley at SummerSlam. It was obvious that he was probably going to be the next number one contender, and he announced as such on the next episode of Raw after SummerSlam that, hey, who wins out of Edge and RVD? I'm going to be waiting for them, and Unforgiven. I want to get back to the top. I've proven that I can win in this scenario, that scenario, and whatever, but I'm ready to be the champion again, and I think I've earned it. The match was indeed made, but it got personal when Edge insulted John Cena's father, John Cena Sr., who was at ringside for one of the Raws. John Cena Sr. actually got so insulted that he slapped Edge in the face, which Edge took on the surface pretty well, but it was clear from the actions afterwards that Edge didn't take that very well at all. John Cena, whose contract was expiring, managed to re-sign the deal by the end of the night. However, the next night it was revealed that Edge had actually modified the contract and signed John Cena Sr. to a Raw contract and put him in a beat the clock challenge against Edge that night, which Edge managed to win via countout, calling John Cena Sr. a loser, that his record in wrestling would always be a 100% loss record, and that losing runs in the family. This feud has gotten immensely personal, and tonight John Cena, not for the first time this year, enters Edge's hometown in Edge's match. It is an away game for John Cena, a man who is fueled by the crowd and the audience. How will he deal with his fuel being negative and toxic?
So yeah, Amy Weber is going to ask Edge, if he has any final comments before the match later on tonight. And Edge is going to say that at the start of the year, he had made some statements about John Cena, with the two of them in his mind being quite similar. They were both guys who, you know, threw caution to the wind. They just did whatever they needed to do to achieve their goals. They both possessed what makes a champion. You know what I mean? That unkillable desire to just go get. But it's now that Edge realizes that it's not true. In reality, Edge is the go-getter. He's the one who finds a way to win. John Cena is bound by hustle, loyalty, and respect. At the end of the day, those three ideas, those three testaments that have given John Cena his success so far will be the thing that ultimately pulls him down. And Edge proved it earlier this year. He's already beaten John Cena. He put a hole in his armor, and tonight he gets to throw a spear right through the whole thing. His great year, his ascent to the top, it's done. Because this is Edge's time now. And when his championship is unhooked by his own hands, in his own match, in his hometown, in front of his people, it's going to be clear who the new top of the WWE is. We've got a crazy banger tag team match, folks.
Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm confused again. I'm hoping. Can I go through with you?
No, stop.
No.
Bad.
Okay.
This is a hardcore tornado tag team match for the most part, because Big Show's mostly gonna just hang out on the apron. But 2v2 hardcore matches are tornado, so you know Big Show's just.
Big Show will hang out on the outside of the ring. Maybe he gets put through a table at some point and then just lies there.
Yeah, Big Show does not seem focused, basically.
Yeah.
He's not very involved in this whole thing. He's actually recently just kind of been transplanted into this whole thing, one might say, when he was approached by Shane McMahon after Kane was traded. So, you know. But in the end, it's Sabu and Tommy Dreamer, the ECW originals, I think they were being called.
Yep.
Do we have that in writing anywhere?
I think we did. I think Mr. McMahon talked to Paul Heyman about that.
Yeah. Regardless, it's a big fun spot thing with lots of people taking big bumps and not getting hurt, thankfully.
Yep.
Sabu and Tommy Dreamer win. Yeah, Sabu is looking forward to hopefully challenging Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship in the near future. He's been saying it like for a month now.
Bobby's been busy.
Well, not him. He doesn't say things. Sabu doesn't say things. Paul Heyman says things on behalf of Sabu.
And Dreamer just smiles.
He does.
He's smiling.
He's a happy dad. Father. Yeah.
Uncle.
We get the build-up to a 2-on-3 handicap match. Ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, Tugger, you're forgetting. It's a it's a 6-entity tag. Because DX have God on their side. Of course.
Regardless, Degeneration X is back in action. That's right. You heard right. They are back. That dastardly duo of unscrupulous degenerates, yeah, who just are those damn kids. They're back in action. They officially and formally, actually, they sent a letter, declared war on Vince McMahon. And so here we are tonight. It's the last battle of Toronto for the sake of pride and
honor, glory, and wrestling.
Hell yeah!
Sorry, we didn't want to use the honor word. I apologize.
All of those great things. They come down to tonight as Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Bobby Lashley will stand opposite
champion
to Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
It's going to be a war.
Let's fucking do it. good work, everybody. Triple H hurt himself though, so that's
It's a bruised pec. He'll be
He'll be
fine.
fine.
Ironically, he did injure his pec, I think, during this period. It was at New Year's Rev, I think.
He was also the only one who didn't take a bump. So
it's true. We lived. How did we live?
yeah, like literally, Vince is fine, bro. He walks it off. He's like, whatever. He's like a vampire, dude. Like I'm convinced he doesn't properly he doesn't eat food like normal people. He doesn't really have skin. He's some kind of like night creature who just thrives off like negativity.
He's an entity from the upside down. That's just what he is.
Yeah, sure. Something like that.
Yeah. So this is blood and guts, right? This is like maybe we have a normal wrestling match for 8 minutes, and like with tags and stuff, and then Vince is like, "Fuck that! This match is now Tornado or whatever." Because like maybe DX are winning, and then they all just get in the ring and start beating the shit out of each other, get thrown through tables and shit. You know, we can get rid of all of the announced tables because we'll have new tables being brought out for the main event. Brawl through the crowd, thrown off of parts of the Air Canada Centre, thrown through windows, glass, just blood just dripping from all of these people. Bobby Lashley should spear Shawn Michaels off something very high through some tables and shit. You know, just all the bullshit, just a complete war. Shane McMahon brawling with Triple H everywhere. And you should get that coast to coast spot, of course, from Shane. Shawn can do an elbow through an announce table. Vince takes a big bump off some scaffolding down by the stage. Triple H can like pedigree some people on concrete, but I think it'll all come back to the ring. Maybe when it gets back to the ring, we'll have written Bobby Lashley off. I think that makes sense. He can still get obviously big, aggressive. He's probably the most impressive person on the right hand side of the screen here throughout the match. Certainly during the tag section, he was probably doing a lot of the heavy lifting. We can do some cool spots where he spears some guy. But I think when we get back to the ring to tell the story we want to tell, Bobby's like maybe that's the middle section of the match is DX isolating Bobby and taking him out because they know that that's the path to victory.
I like that.
And then when they get back to the ring, they finally beat him. They got him. Do you have anything else for this match?
No, I think you did it well. DX wins. Thanks, Gerald.
You've been working hard tonight, Gerald.
Yeah. It's the women's tag team match we hyped up earlier. Nat and Trish get it done. It's a long-ish tag team match where Victoria and Mickey work over Nat, build hype up to get Trish in there. We get the hot tag. Trish goes crazy.
Oh yeah.
Boom. Easy enough. Having finally defeated Mickie James, hopefully it's over. Trish Stratus seems to think it is. She just cuts a ace promo in front of her people.
Absolutely.
Is the main event next?
We have a video package.
That we do. Here we go. I mean,
it's Edge's title. He's got a custom-made championship belt.
He does.
It's his title. It's his match. It's his city. But John Cena has gone through that this year. He's walked into many road games, and he hasn't always won.
No.
So tonight is a test of John Cena's mettle. But perhaps more so, it's a test of Edge's character. Because every step of the way on the Edge's ascent to the title, he's been the underdog. He's been the degenerate. You know, he's been the outsider. And he's had to claw, and he's had to break, and he's had to chase his way in to glory. Tonight, he's not the underdog. He's not the outsider. He's the WWE champion on home soil with every single person inside the Air Canada Centre cheering his name in his match. John Cena's got to find a way to do something he's not done before. But so has Edge. Which one of these guys can adapt quicker?
Would you call an FU from the top of a ladder through two tables? Would you call that adapting?
I'd certainly call that a difficult challenge to adapt to.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Jesus, but these guys got hundreds. Sorry, just noticing that.
I mean, they're both on fire. But man, John Cena walked into the Air Canada Centre and he's walking out world champion.
I got to put over the shot of the dismayed John Cena as he looks down at Edge, just like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? As he takes the belt down.
What did you make me do?
Yeah.
Lengths you made me go to.
Exactly. You made me do this, man. You made me fucking throw you off a ladder through two tables in front of your friends and or family. Like, what the fuck, man? But John Cena wins the WWE title.
3-time world champion now.
3-time, indeed.
Is he stronger than ever?
I don't think I'm at liberty to say.
Okay.
Yeah, the show did well.
I like that.
Who do we want to talk to? Anybody?
I mean, John and Edge deserve a lot of
they do.
A lot of credit for that.
Why did I go down?
There was one other match that I guess the Open. So maybe give Jericho some praise because I feel like he's a guy who's going to get a little shafted for how good he is going forward.
Yeah, I like that. Jericho should
Point out's a good example.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Seemed pleased. Was pleased. Oh, that's the one. It's legitimately different. That's a legitimately different result.
It is.
Yeah, I still couldn't believe it when I was first told that. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They're supposed to be different? And it's like, yeah.
Huh.
Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you've had fun. What the fuck? Why? What the fuck? Why did I say that like that?
I too hope you've had fun.
I hope you've had fun. You know.
You're developing your Ace promo. It's adorable.
I hope you've had fun.
Travel safe. Get home safe tonight.
Yep. We'll see you for No Mercy. No.
Yes, I think No Mercy is the next time we'll see.
No Mercy for SmackDown.
Yeah. But we will be seeing our patrons one day early. Why don't you show our credits?
Oh yeah, good call. Here are the credits.
Thank you to everyone who continues to support. Link is in the description if you want to. Yeah, No Mercy SmackDown show. Any teaser you want to give people for No Mercy? Obviously, it's SummerSlam. We saw Booker T win the world title.
Yeah,
that's a huge moment for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys will be really interested to see where Booker T is now. Let's go with that. SmackDown's gotten very different. It's a very different vibe now, I would say. From the tag titles to the... I mean, the Cruiserweight title, thankfully, is a little reprieve, but all around us, it's all darkness.
That's a great advert for No Mercy.
Yeah, that's by our show. It's all darkness. We'll see you then. There's links down below. You can click them. Goodbye.